Oh, what the? Really? Oh, there you go. That's the person who created this meme, and I thought it was hilarious, so I had to share it. So, welcome to the Rican show, and hold up, there's Christina of Luca. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You're gonna not be shy today. You're gonna talk today.
I'll talk today.
I have to bust your chops about that. You usually, every time we're in the big group, you tend to stay there quiet. So I'm like, no, today you better talk. Today's your big chance. All right, let's go into some of these. I wanted to talk about today what like all these memes, that the reactions, some of these crazy reactions to Trump's win, and some of these memes that are going around, like the one we just saw. I'm like, with all the crying, and because I mean, some of these people have you seen any of the stuff that's been going on, like
a little bit off and on, yeah,
like the shaving of the head, and they're talking about.
Did you hear? I mean, not a meme, but did you hear? I don't know. I think I heard a couple days ago. Women plan to stop, or not. I don't know. Not have children. Stop having children.
They call it the 4Bs movement. It's something that started in like Korea. So it's like no sex with men, no getting married, no having children, and it was like, wow, Trump did it again. He won. He won again. It's like he convinced women to be celibate.
Well, I guess we can throw the abortion out the window.
Yeah, right. It's like,
I mean, what?
Before we get into all of that, I just, I think that it's funny that you get into you talked about abortion, because I've been getting into arguments with people about this, because I find it so funny, because they're like, well, oh, you can't, a man, you're a man, so you don't have a uterus, so you don't have a choice. And I go, okay. So I tell them, do I have a choice to pay child support?
Oh gosh.
No, but it's like, so it's funny. No, I don't have that choice to pay child support, but you have the choice to have the abortion.
Yes, you're right.
But if you want the abortion and I don't, oh, then you scream my body, my choice. So why can't I scream my wallet, my choice?
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, no. And this is how I get people on the abortion, because there's other people. I said, so what's your limit? Because that's how I always start the question. I go, what's your limit? Because that'll tell me if you're a sane, reasonable actor, or if you're someone who's just batshit crazy. If you come back, well, the choice is between a woman and her doctor. Okay, so that means you're okay with abortion up to the point of birth. And to me, that's, I tell them, you have two extremes on this issue. You have people, like I say, you have the people on the left who go, oh no, abortion up to the point of birth. And then you have people on the right who want to ban it completely and not allow for exceptions for rape and incest.
But the thing is that Trump is not banning it, period.
Of course not.
But he's just so, again, it's chosen by each state, the limitations of the abortion.
No, definitely. But I use that to show them. I said, what's more acceptable? Which extreme is more acceptable? Because the people on the right, for the most part, I've never met one person that even wants an abortion ban. that is okay, that is not okay with the exception of rape and incest. Like, I know people like that exist, but I've never met someone. But
Mhm.
I've met plenty of people that are okay with abortion up to the point of birth, and I think that's it.
Yeah, because you have other ways to not get pregnant. There's so many other ways that, of course, number one, don't have sex,
Yeah.
take birth control pills, the
Mm-hmm.
morning after pill,
Yep.
not to get to that point. I don't. Yeah.
No, I 100% agree. So
Yeah. And of course, I fought with family members about this too. And I think she was talking as her having 4 children, the cousin of mine, and as
yeah,
I have older 4 children. And we talked about this. You've heard of the DNC. As women. Um, she's had it done, I believe, and I've had it done to us, me for women issues with periods and all that good stuff as I
yeah.
get older. Her, maybe, I think it was because of a baby or whatever. So
Uh-huh.
she was trying to tell me, can't do that because Trump won't allow it. Or or she was trying to say, have an abortion in Texas. If you have to have an abortion for complications, like, I don't know, baby is stillborn, or you as a woman having health problems, can't have an abortion. Of course, the doctor's gonna let you have an abortion if it's for a life and death situation on the
Yeah,
mom.
no. Yeah, of
Because
course.
but I will argue with family members about that. And it's craziness. I don't know.
No, I agree
It-
with you. It's
mhm.
I've had these discussions with people too, like people in my family, and I go, um, because they're like, oh well, he wants to pass an abortion ban, like you said. It's like, no, he doesn't. Where it's at right now is where he's okay with it. It's like
Mhm.
Trump is not. Um, this is the whole thing, and I've had this discussion with friends, and they're like, he's far right. I'm like, are you kidding me? I said he is a New York Republican. A New York Republican is basically a Texas Democrat.
Oh,
They're all,
yeah. Well, yeah, the old Democrats back in the days.
yeah, no, because I mean, like, well, except for Colin Allred, because Colin Allred was a horrible. Uh,
Yes,
he was
definitely.
as liberal as they get. Because I'm like, yeah, I remember when he got elected when I lived in Texas, and I'm like, oh, this is the guy they're going to try to use to unseat Ted Cruz, and I'm like,
Right.
I'm glad it didn't work
I know.
because I was there for the Beto election.
Oh,
I was
stupid.
like, I used to
Stupid.
love I used to love the way it said fake Latino, real pendejo. I used to love that one because I'm like, you're going by Beto because there's a bunch of Spanish people in Texas, and you think that's why they're going to vote for you, and it's like, no, you're not one of us.
Right.
But here, talking about the shaving of the heads. I forgot I had a video ready for that. Look at this craziness.
I have a sad story to tell you.
Oh my God.
It may hurt your feelings a bit. Last night when I walked into my bathroom, I stepped in a big pile of shaving cream. Be nice and
Shut up.
Some of the women look pretty. Some of the women look pretty, not pretty, pretty nice without the hair.
shave everything, and you'll always look clean.
Yeah, look at this crazy person.
Oh my God.
I think I'll break off with my girlfriend. Her antics are queer, I'll admit. Each time I say, darling, I love you, she tells me that I'm full of shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Shave every day and you'll always look clean.
Doing all the things that the patriarchy wants us to be. Clearly, we don't give a shit about this.
Our baby fell out of the car. To think that her head would be split.
Okay, now I want to pause that. Okay.
It's crazy. Again, a cult. I look at it as a cult. It's like, what's the purpose of doing that? Shaving your head.
Well, I didn't bring up the story. I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if you heard about this. But they had like this psychologist on, I think it was MSNBC, and he was talking about how it's okay to cut off family members who voted for Trump.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
And I'm just there like, the irony behind that is I have a cousin who's like a raging lefty who one time called me racist, even though we're cousins. First, not distant cousins, first cousins.
First cousin. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, now if he follows suits with this stuff, he's gonna have to cut off some of his brothers. Because I know for a fact one brother voted for Trump, and I have a feeling so did the other one. So it's like, it's kind of it's so weird. I find it, talk about cult-like behavior. What does the cult try to do? Usually they try to pull you away from your family.
Exactly.
So, there's no one on the right going, yeah, cut off family members because they voted for Kamala. Nobody's saying that. But these crazies on the left are saying cut off family members. Like, that's very cult-like behavior.
Well, I do admit one of my kids is very left, and that's really hard. That's really hard to deal with. That's my oldest.
He went to college?
She went to college. Yeah, she did.
Okay.
I had all my 4 kids in Catholic school. So I raised them.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
The funny thing is that they remember what we taught them. You know what I'm saying? They remember the values, the faith, the whole religion thing.
I'm not a fan. I grew up Catholic, and one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of the Catholic Church, well, there's a lot of disagreements I have with the Catholic Church. But one of my main problems is they do a crap job at keeping the youth. Like when you see like a lot of these non-denominational churches, they specifically have youth groups where kids build friendships. Now I'm not saying all these kids end up good, because everybody falters at some point in their life.
Right.
We're all sinners. We're all battling sin. But I think these non-denominational groups, non-denominational churches, do a better job of working with the youth and the young adults. That's the word I was looking for. And the young adults. So like like your eldest who's 18, and they have like the young adults who go up to I think like 25 or something like that. So they do a good job of keeping them active in the church. And I think when you have that sort of connection, so like that when they do go to college, they don't fall for that, they don't fall for that leftist nonsense.
Right. And the funny thing is I put her in a Catholic university.
Oh, well, yeah, no, university don't matter. It don't matter, because it doesn't matter whether you could put them at TCU and it don't matter, because the faculty is still going to be lefty, because what is it? I think 95% of college professors are to the left. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what college you send them to.
Well, she was in there like in 2017. Yeah. So it went from getting a tattoo to it got worse through the years. So her personality, the way she was.
Yeah, well, all you can do is pray for them.
I do. Yeah.
That's all you could do. I'm like, I have my special needs son, and then I have my 7-year-old daughter, and I like she. At my age, I did not have a heart for God the way she does.
Well, that's good.
And I'm like, I pray that she stays that way. Like it's something
Right.
that,
Right.
because she'll joke around at night, and she goes, Daddy, you're the second best daddy ever.
Oh.
Because she goes, the first best daddy is God.
Oh.
So so that's our little joke.
Right.
Hmm. She does that. But how old you said is your oldest? That's the lefty now?
She just turned 26 in September.
26. Okay.
Yeah. She's a very smart girl, very intelligent, very intelligent, like a genius, like a waste of a mind. I wish I could take her brain and use it on my brain. I could do so much with it. She yeah, she can. If she was a Republican, she could have went places big time. Yeah.
Well, it's just that she gonna have to live life and learn, and hopefully, hopefully she gets some. She may be smart, but she's not wise, because there's a difference between being smart and having wisdom.
Right.
So pray that she gets some wisdom and she learns without making too many mistakes.
Right.
Because that's the worst thing, that when our children make mistakes and they get hurt, and we have to be there. It's much easier when it's they fall on the floor and you gotta heal a scrape on their leg, as opposed to someone breaks their heart and you want to kill that person.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's just it's like I'm always like trying to convince her, or trying to, it's like, what are you talking about? That kind of thing. Huh? And I mean, even the little things when have the riots in the universities, and the Palestines, and
Oh yeah.
like, yeah, we talked about that, and she was for it. Like, oh my God, I don't understand. What do you mean? Yep.
No, I was there when I was younger. I get it. Well, let me see. I'm gonna play this video and get your reaction. Let me see.
Okay.
I think with this one I could make it, since this is not. Let me see. I'm gonna put it on full screen. It'll tell me if it's no. See, that's what I figured. Okay. And StreamYard and its limitations. Okay, let's see. So at least I make it that big. I will make it bigger so you could see it better. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Okay. Check this out.
There's this sense, right, that whiteness is under threat. The demographic shifts. The country isn't what all these racially ambiguous children on Cheerios commercials are confusing the hell out of me.
A lot of people voted because their life's too damn expensive, and it was here, and
they voted for. You're telling me, Stephanie, that all of these people who believe that their lives that bread is too high and eggs are too high, that they voted for a convicted fella, a guy who said we can grab the pea.
I think that a lot.
They voted for this guy.
I'm not defending it, but I think there are tons of people that don't pay attention to, and I'm not defending it, don't pay attention to politics at all. But while we live in the most prosperous country in the world, people are saying life's not fair. I'm not doing well. My son's still living in the basement. I can't seem to get a job. I don't like the status quo of voting for something else. And
I love you to life.
I love you.
But I do not believe that. I cannot believe that. And the reason I think you believe it is because you don't want to believe that that's what's really motivating them. It's always the case. People don't want to believe what the country actually is, because if they believe it, they're going to have to confront what's in them. I don't believe that. They voted for a crook, a person who they know is stealing from, just doing everything to undermine the so-called country that they love. And then they're telling us the BS that it's economics.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Well, isn't Biden a crook?
Well, you know,
Especially stealing from us Americans. Go ahead.
no, so according to them, you know, no, he's not. You know, he's not a crook.
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
no, guys, you could talk. I'm looking for the next story that
okay,
I was going to bring up because, you know, I look at that guy's crazy reaction to Trump's victory, and it's like, do you not understand? Do you not get it? It's like you want to blame it on racism when you had 54% of Latino men voted for Trump. So that's over more than half of Latino men voted for Trump. And in total, I think it was like 44 or 45% of Latinos, you know, voted for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had, I think it was something like the only demographic that overwhelmingly voted for Trump, I mean for Kamala, was black women. Because even black men, I think like 20 to 30% of black men voted for Trump. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
no.
I'm here. I'm listening. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean,
they just can't.
I mean,
with what's going on, they're losing. The reason they're losing blacks and Latinos is because, well, you know what? Let me see if I can find this video. I'll show you this. I don't know if
they're losing Latino men and black men because they're real men, I guess you can call it. I mean, they speak the truth. They speak. They're outspoken. They talk. They say something, and then they want to shut. You know how they define the man. They want to seclude him, shut him down.
Well, you know that goes to that whole the demonization of masculinity. That's why,
right? Exactly.
Why is it that you could say toxic masculinity, but you can't say toxic femininity?
Well, isn't Kamala the toxic feminine?
Well, no. There's better examples of toxic femininity. I don't know if you saw the story. There was I forgot where I saw this story, but I'm always reading and seeing stuff. So there was a story. I don't know if you heard about. There was this Italian lady who they say might be the greatest serial killer of all time because she used to sell poison to battered women. Back in
I didn't hear.
So back in the 1600s, she used to sell like a poison for battered women so they could kill their husbands. So there was someone put online, let's make that lady great again, and try to, you know, basically for women who voted for Kamala and their husbands voted for Trump, that they should poison their husbands.
And the same thing with that, you know, before they had when they elected Trump, when they were counting all the polls and 2 weeks ago with that commercial with Julia Roberts, how they want the women, the wives to, you know, deceive their husbands by who they voted for. That's stupid.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
No, I mean, for the most part, you know, I find it funny when they want to blame it.
Always on the move. Always needed somewhere.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, you know, I find it funny. It's like, if you're someone, you know, if you're a spouse and I don't see it's. I mean, I know I have friends who's, they disagree politically, but for the
Mhm.
most part, if a marriage is going to be successful, you have to agree with this stuff because it's basic life policies. It's basic life experiences that you guys should be share. Because if you guys are at odds with this, I remember my wife is the one who convinced me to vote for Trump
Mhm.
because I didn't take him seriously. I was a Rand Paul and a Ted Cruz guy,
Mhm.
and I was like, Trump, he's a joke. And one day I come home from I always tell the story. One day I came home from work, and there goes my wife watching a Trump rally on CNN,
Mhm.
and I started watching it. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, he makes sense. And then I
Right.
started to watch him, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, this guy, he's actually making sense. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, well, I mean, anything's better than Hillary. Like I always tell people,
Right.
when Hillary ran for senator in New York, I lived
Uh-huh.
in New York, and at that time, I still considered myself a Democrat, and I
Oh.
still didn't vote for her.
Oh,
So,
wow.
as when I considered myself a Democrat and I didn't
Mhm.
vote for her, for my state, for my senator, there was no chance in hell I was going to ever vote for her for president.
Mhm.
hmm I knew that's exactly what she was using New York for. I knew that she was using New York because she wanted to run for president.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna play this video so you can see like what this guy, like what I said with the previous guy.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
His problem is his problem is he doesn't, like he said, I can't believe it. Yeah, he won't believe it because he doesn't want to come to grips with why the Democrats lost and pushing this
Mhm.
ideology that guy's pushing, where everybody's racist, everybody's sexist.
Mhm.
And that's what lost him the election. And it's like, no, stuff like what goes on in this clip is why they lost the election. Let me play the clip. Oh wait, whoop. I forgot I had it muted because of the commercial. Let's see. Come on. We'll make it bigger. Let's see. Seriously? Come on. Play. Let me try something here. No. That's not what I wanted to try. Great, because if I go to refresh it, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get another
Wait.
commercial.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to media. There's Mediaite, right? If I go to
Mhm.
YouTube, if I go to YouTube and I type in Mediaite, I should be able to find it on their page, and I have no commercials on YouTube. Oh, GOP wins House. Decision desk calls it.
That's wonderful.
Let's see, Mediaite. Let's see. No, that's good.
Yeah.
So now that's a real. So it's a real landslide now. Let's see. Okay, I'm here on Mediaite. Let me go to their videos. Come on. Because I could probably see from the thumbnail where's the video, which is the video. No, why is it saying 7 days? Seriously? Let me. Do they have like? All right, let's try playing this video again. Let's see if it's going to play this time. I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to try to refresh the page, but you and I both know what's going to happen.
Yep.
It's going to. I'm going to have to listen to the damn commercial. It's like that's the reason why I, as much as I don't like giving Google money, I hate commercials. So I pay for the premium because I hate commercials. Okay, let's see. Will it load? All right, you know what? I'm just going to read what this crazy guy. So okay, so people could get you could see what's going on. This was on CNN. So the guy is basically explaining why he's saying why the Democrats lost. So the guy goes, I think there are a lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play a girl's sport. And then one of the other guests starts screaming, they're not boys. I'm not going to listen to this transphobia at this table. And let's see. I find it, I mean, I'm doing my dramatic read, but I found it fairly hilarious that this guy was so triggered by him calling a trans girl boy. I'm just there like, you know what? This is exactly why the Democrats lost, because the guy saying most normal Americans feel this way. And here you have this guy defending the very fringe, a very fringe ideology, a new ideology. It's not something that it's not something that's been around for a long time.
Well, like you said, it hasn't been around for a long time. So I wonder how fast it will. How do I say? The trend will go away. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's going away in Europe. That's the funny thing, because they're always talking about, well, we should follow Europe. We should. Well, this is one thing that the left don't want to follow Europe with,
right? And
because the left have stopped with the hormones and stuff with kids.
Yeah, and didn't it happen like almost 2 years ago? Immediately, like right after COVID or something. That's what I thought. I don't know. That happened fast. Like everything stopped over there.
Yeah, I want to say
the children, the parents. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, well, it was playing the audio.
Yeah.
But the video hasn't come up yet. Come on.
I would disagree a little bit. I'm not so sure. I think sure.
Okay, there you go. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, no, don't pause it. Just play it. Let's see. Oh, here we go again. Just because I pressed it to go back. Whatever. Okay, I'm done. So yeah, so the guy you could see. So this guy over here, I think he's a rabbi or something like that. Michael Singleton. Triggered. No, there you go. Michael Singleton, which is the black guy, triggered this guy, Jay Michelson, when he pointed out to ads from Republicans pushing the trans debate to the center stage as effective. He goes, I think there are a lot of families, like I said, he said, I think there are a lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play a girl's sport. And then this guy is there, I'm not going to listen to transphobia at this table. And he goes, when you use a word that's a slur, I'm going to interrupt. Like he said, boys and girls sport. That's a slur now. That's insane.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm ready for I'm so ready for this sport thing between between the boys and the girls and with our boys and to disappear.
See,
Because it's not right. It's just not right. Girls is not just. I feel like a feeling. Girls, who brought you here? A woman, a girl.
well, I find
mean,
it just insane.
crazy.
I find it just as insane that these people say they feel like a woman, but they'll never know what it really feels like to be a woman. They'll never have a
No.
period. They'll never give birth.
Right.
And same thing like with a trans man. It's like, you may think you feel like a man, you may feel male, but you don't know what it is. Like,
Mhm.
if you're a trans male, how are you going to
Mhm.
raise a male son?
Exactly.
When you only know what it feels like,
Mhm.
feels like, and I put that quotation marks. You don't have the lived experience of a boy.
Mhm. Mhm.
So how can you raise him when you're not a man? How can you raise him to be a man? I mean, it's the same issue with single moms.
Yeah,
It's very
exactly. I mean,
difficult.
I'm yeah, but yeah, I'm a single mom and I raised two boys and I did my best to raise them as, even though I'm not a man, I've done my best to raise them as men, and I knock on wood and pray. My boys are very normal. they're very, they're very, they act like men. They act like young men.
I was gonna say, do you have brothers?
No, I'm an only child.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have a mom and my dad's still around. My dad has did his best, and their dad is coming in and out of their lives. But yeah, my
Mm.
yeah, I'm very proud of my boys. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of, since we're talking in that, this is all about health. I don't know if you
Hmm.
saw this. RFK Jr. suggests 600 people from the NIH, National Institutes of Health, will be
Hmm.
fired on day one of Trump's second term.
Oh wow, that's great. I
Mm-hmm.
love this man. I love that he's going to work on the nutrition and help us become healthy again.
Oh man, I don't know if you've seen the meme where it goes, Biden's uh, Secretary of Health versus
Hmm.
Trump's Secretary of Health, and you have the trans person, Rachel Levine,
Oh yeah, I saw
and
that. Oh,
you
yeah,
have
I saw that.
Robert F. Kennedy, and it's like, yo, he's jacked and he's 70.
I know. He was
I'm
great.
like, it is crazy. And let me see if they have a picture of him here, because if not, I'm gonna bring it up because
Yeah,
it's
I remember.
it's
I remember seeing. I don't know where he went off to. Did he go to? I don't know where
RFK.
he went off to. Do I want to say he went to went to a jail or a prison, uh, with doing some weightlifting or something, and he was
Something
showing
like that.
something like that. You're like, oh my god, he looks great.
Yeah, no. I just Googled it. I hope nothing like inappropriate comes out.
I know. To be shirtless.
I put RFK shirtless. Let's see what
Shirtless.
comes,
Yeah.
because it's crazy how. Oh, you see, yeah. Let's see. So here we go.
Yeah, look at that. No, he was not at a prison. He was probably with a private training instructor or something. Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Like, here's a picture of him with someone.
Yeah.
Like, look at that. I don't look like that, and I'm 45. I'd be happy to look like that at 70. Look at this. So I'm
But I'm
like,
curious what is he doing? I mean, is he like on a strict diet? Is he vegetarian? Is he a vegan?
no,
Is
it's just
he
that he
like
doesn't. No, it's just he eats organic. I'm pretty
organic?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he eats organic, and that he avoids the pesticides. He avoids probably the fake sugars and sugar and
Right.
all that stuff. well, I should say probably eats real sugar and avoids like the corn syrup.
Right. No packaged
Mhm.
food.
No ultra processed food.
Hmm.
How much time we got? It's 40 minutes. I want to go through this. I don't know if you heard about this story. Have you heard about you? Have you heard that they raised $1 billion for the Kamala
Yes, I heard. I heard that she spends so much money on these celebrities, and she's in debt.
and she's in debt. So here I
Yes.
want to go through this story. So this is crazy. So apparently she paid Oprah Winfrey's production company $1 million for that, for that sit down that she did with Oprah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait a minute. You talk about a woman that's like isn't she like a billionaire almost?
Yes.
And endorsing this candidate? Shouldn't you be giving your time?
Exactly.
I like Trump didn't
Maybe
pay to get on
maybe
Rogan.
coach her on how to talk correctly. No more
Yeah.
giggling. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that's a lot of people pointed out. I think that's like her nervous tick. Like she's not, how like a lot of people aren't good at public speaking. So when they're not good at public speaking,
Yeah, I get it. I understand. Of course.
yeah, you bottle up and you stay quiet.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And she's a giggler. Exactly.
She's a giggler.
Yes.
So me sometimes I which works for me. I'm a rambler.
Mhm.
So
But you're talking. You're making sense. You're saying something. People are
no,
listening
that's
to
what
you.
I'm talking about. But that's why I say it works for me that I'm a rambler, even though I'm a nervous. Could be a little nervous when I'm public speaking, but I'm a rambler, so it just things keep coming into my head, and it comes. That's why I don't like to do like some people do like scripted shows, and I just talk because it comes more natural to me than trying to. Carlos on a teleprompter versus Carlos like this, you would tell the difference. I'd be there like, and Vice President Kamala Harris paid Oprah Winfrey or Harper Production $1 million. Just what? Yeah, I sound so robotic. That, my wife always bothers me about that. She's like, you gotta listen to yourself, and I'm like, you don't understand. I have fun doing this. But I need to listen to. I think maybe once or twice I've actually sat down and listened to a show that I made. And she's like, "You need to learn how to do it to get better." And I'm like, "No, I need to do it more often so I can get better."
Better, yeah. Well, they say practice makes perfect.
Exactly, and I need a faster connection. That's the other.
Yeah.
I think that they offer like a 2 gigabyte speed in my area, so I think I need to upgrade to that if I want to do more shows.
I also heard, I don't know if it's true. So she was in law school. She was in law school.
Yeah.
I don't know which university it was. I know she been to many universities. Was it
Howard.
Yale?
No, Howard.
Howard?
Yeah.
Okay.
She stressed that she went to an HSBC.
Okay. Well, whatever university she went to get the law degree, she went through accommodations. Or she had accommodations.
Oh, I don't
know. She had a learning disability, something in that sort. I don't know.
Oh, she's a stutterer like Biden?
Biden stuttered because he's not all there.
Well, Biden doesn't stutter he didn't stutter
Biden didn't stutter like that like back in the 80s. He spoke very well.
Well, because you get therapy for that. Like occasionally for me, I used to have a lisp growing up.
Oh, okay.
So I had to do speech therapy for that. So in turn, sometimes I catch myself almost doing that lisp type of thing. I'll stress the S's like a snake, because that's how they teach you how to stop with the lisp, is make an S like a snake sound. So like you slithering.
Right. Well,
so
I was like you. I had same thing, speech therapy, but I would, as you see, I didn't talk. I have good eye contact. My mother taught me that. You make sure you you always give a person you meet, a friend, boyfriend, girl, girlfriend, whatever, always have eye contact because that's part of trusting somebody.
Yes.
I guess it's a trust thing. Yeah. And then when the other person does not have eye contact with you, with me, then I don't trust them because they're always looking around, look at somewhere else, So.
But yeah, no. When I'm having a conversation, the only time you'll see me like wandering like that is especially if I'm outdoors, because being from New York, I have a little paranoia growing up in New York. So, I always want to be aware of my surroundings. Even indoors, I'll be like, okay, there's an exit there and there's an exit there. So, any nonsense breaks down, I know which way to get. No,
I don't know if you see, I don't know if you see, going off a little bit of the subject. Yeah, you seen, that guy Sebastian, the comedian.
Which one? I don't know.
I think his name is Sebastian. Is that correct? Italian guy? No? Oh God. You gotta watch him. I see him on Netflix a lot.
Oh, you can send it. I think I know who you're talking about.
He makes funny faces. I think he lives in California or something. But originally Italian, New Yorker, New Jersey. I don't know. I'll send it to you.
Send it to me, and I'll.
But I like when he's talked about an Italian home. You'd be sitting there watching TV, quiet. Getting up, go have dinner, whatever. Your family with your children, and you hear a knock on the door. you don't go open the door and say who it is, but you close the shades. Who be knocking your door at 8:00 at night? You don't know who it is. Yeah. Just stuff like that. But the way he did it was so funny because so true. Who's coming at your house at 8:00 or 9:00 at night? Unless you're not expecting the person to come over. Stuff like that. I think it's funny.
Oh, it's funny. So here's the. I'm going to end it with going through this page here. It's called. If you don't follow them on Twitter, you got to follow them. They post various. It's called Grand Old Memes. They go by the Right to Bear Memes. And actually, this is my thumbnail for the video.
So they made Trump an artist there?
So yeah, they made Trump the artist. And then there's the picture. It's the electoral map.
Right, exactly.
So I thought that I thought it was funny, but not not like hilarious, not like what I opened up with the crying, with all those crying faces. I thought it was funny, but kind of creepy at the same time because those AI generated images.
It is creepy, like scary, like oh my gosh.
Oh, like this was funny.
Oh God, yeah.
That one was funny. This one, if you're a gamer, this one's funny. It goes, achievement unlocked, defeat 2 female Democratic candidates. And this guy is gonna straighten some shit out.
Yeah, I heard that he's a border czar, right?
He's gonna be. Yeah, they're gonna name him the border czar.
I think he's coming to Dallas to have there's a gala here in Dallas. He's going to be our speaker.
It goes here. Zeldin appointed to lead EPA.
Yeah. So he's selecting everybody. Yeah, Trump is already selecting all his people in his cabinet. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the whole thing. This is the difference between 2016 Trump and 2024 Trump.
Right. He's doing everything immediately.
Knows what he's getting himself into. Knows. So that's why, I loved, and I will stress loved that he said that he wasn't going to have Mike Pompeo and Nikki Haley in his administration. Loved it. Was like, thank you. We don't want no more snakes. Can she win?
So I wonder and they want to replace they want to put Kamala as president. Meanwhile, between now and what?
Yeah, I heard about that. No, they want to. One person said that Biden should resign, so she could be so she could be then once again selected, not elected, selected to be the first female black president. But they were also talking about they're trying to force Sonia Sotomayor to
resign. Yeah.
So they could replace her with Kamala.
What?
Yep.
What is it? Is what they call it? Remind me of like hot potato. Just go from one. She's like the hot potato, just going from one spot to another spot. Just go away. Go back to California and go do whatever you do over there. That's crazy. And why is she? Sonia? She's not that old. Yeah. She's like in her 70s, but I think she has bad diabetes.
That's what it is. She's 70 and she has diabetes, so they're worried. Yeah. That, they're worried that you're talking about. See, this is what they're worried about. This is the quiet part that they don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
They're worried about. This is why the media and the Democrats were so terrified of Trump. Is because this is the whole thing. Let's say if the next 2 years, if it turns around and we have an excellent recovery in the next 2 years, they're going to be cooked. They're going to be cooked in the midterms, because if the economy is booming, if they're starting to deport the illegals, they cut the size of the government. We're starting to pay off our federal debt. If all this stuff goes on, they're toast 20. They're toast in the midterms, and then if the 4 years, turns out to be great, then that means you're going to have a situation that means J.D. Vance is going to be the next president.
Yeah. Did you hear? I don't know. I heard a little bit of this, that they may want to change the term, like go make it longer than 4 years, because you don't have enough time to start changing things.
What?
He has the state president. Yeah, he needs more time. He needs more time to fix Biden's stuff.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm fine with the. I think all the elected officials should have term limits. I think.
No, how do I say? Change the term limits to 4 instead of 8 instead of 4, something like that.
No.
In order for Trump to fix everything. No.
I'm not. I won't.
You think it would help Trump fix everything? Go ahead.
It doesn't matter. For me, it's not about Trump. I don't.
Okay.
I voted for the man, and I want him to be successful, but I don't want an FDR situation either. I don't want someone to be. I don't want someone to be president for 4 years. For 4 terms, because if he hadn't died in office, FDR would have been a 16-year president. And look at all the mess that he's caused. So that's why I'm fine with the 2 terms for a president. I think that a senator should get 2 terms, and the House should maybe get 5 to 6 terms, and that's it. Because five terms would be 10 years, and 6 terms would be 12 years, which would be in line with the Senate. Now, you could convince me to go 6 years for the House, 6 terms for the House, 2 terms for Senate, because remember, Senate are 6-year terms, and then either a president could do 3 terms, because that would be 12, which would be even, and you could run technically you could do 12 years in the House, 12 years in the Senate, and then 12 years as president. But that's the most I would do. I would never, because it's not about Trump. It's just about making sure that someone can keep power in the country. I wouldn't want someone to have power too long. no matter how much I like him, because
Well,
then there's gonna be because then it could be used for people that I don't like.
mm-hmm. But what if
Mhm.
JD Vance doesn't want to become president after Trump?
Yeah, but the Republicans have a deep bench. That's what the Democrats are scared about too. Because
Mhm.
okay, let's say JD doesn't want to be president, which I doubt.
I
Because
know.
if he didn't want to be president, he wouldn't have ran for vice president. But you got Vivek, you got
Mhm.
Byron Donalds,
Mhm.
you have well, you have like Ted Cruz, and Rand Paul. There's a lot of people. You have Ron DeSantis. You have plenty of people on the Republican side that you could run for president.
You think his
The
kids will run?
Democrats. No, I think the only one that might run would be Barron. I
Oh,
don't
that's
think
years
Don.
from now. He's
Yeah,
a
I don't think
child.
Don Jr. I don't think Don Jr. and Eric have any. I don't think they have the. They don't want to deal with that bullshit. I don't think they want
Mhm.
to. But yeah, I go. That's I don't care how much I like a president. It's the same thing. I go because that's what I used to.
It's not the liking. It's making sure he does his job.
No, I know, but what I mean by that is because I remember I used to tell people before this was years ago
Mhm.
because I'm not a fan of when presidents use executive orders,
Mhm.
but because exactly what happened when Trump used the executive orders. What happens? Another president came in, Biden, and changed everything and screwed shit up. That's why you have to
Exactly.
pass. That's why you have to pass legislation. But I used to tell
Mhm.
people before Hillary Clinton. I remember when I didn't like Bush, which I don't like Bush's presidency, but Citizen
Mhm.
Bush. I like Citizen Bush. Like I see the stuff that he does for the troops in Texas.
Mhm.
I'm fine with Citizen Trump. I mean Bush. Uh,
Yeah.
but I used to tell people that liked Bush. I used to be like, if you like Bush doing it, then don't complain when Hillary does it. I used to tell them. But I'm like, if
Mhm.
you're okay with with Bush doing it, then you have to be okay with Hillary doing it. Because that's how I used to be like, if you don't like that Hillary would have that power, then don't give it to Bush.
Mhm.
Because that's what I would always say. I'd be like, you have to look at it, even though your guy's the one even though your person's in charge at that moment,
Mhm.
doesn't mean that power should be in the presidency, because
Mhm.
then same power that the person that you like is wielding it the way you like could be wielded against you by someone you don't like.
Mhm.
So that's just always been the way I've.
What do you think about the massive deportation?
I think
You
it's
think
going
it's
to be
going to happen?
hard. I think what's going to happen is you'd be surprised. I think a lot of people are just going to leave. I think a lot of
The
people are going to
immigrants?
stop. Yeah, the illegals. I think some of them are just going to leave because honestly, they're probably going to be scared, and I don't blame them. But I go, the easiest ones to get rid of are the ones who've already committed crimes. Those are the
Correct.
ones they have to go. And I'm okay with. See, I have a compromise, and Democrats hate my compromise because Democrats would never go for my compromise. Because I go, okay, you know what? They're here. You know, I don't. I mean, I go at the very this is at the best. My best offer is this. I give them green cards, but no, they can never become a citizen. They can never vote. You can stay, you can pay taxes, but you'll never be a citizen, and you can never vote. Democrats would never go for that because they want that voting block. They don't
I kind
care.
of like
They don't care about them.
I kind of like that if they were like young kids, like in their teenagers, or young adults go to college. finish college, get an education, and then get your citizenship after you completed school.
Well, no, if they've come here illegally with their parents, the only way I would give them citizenship, like the kids of the illegals,
The dream, what they call the Dream Act.
the only way I would give them legal status would be is if they served in the military. That's the only pathway. You serve the country, then you have a right to be a citizen. It's to me, if you came here legally, that's the only way you could earn it. But if you came here illegally, to me, you shouldn't have no. You can have a pathway to live here, but you can't have a pathway to citizenship. If you're not, if you come here legally, is a different story. But if you came here illegally, you knew you came in here illegally, then your only pathway to citizenship, I give them two ways, and I say military service, and if you marry someone, because I wouldn't want to break up a family, but it has to be legit. It can't be something where
You're right.
You get a marriage of someone who's a citizen, you stay married. You're gonna tell me you married for 5 years and you guys have no kids? No, that was you guys have to document that you guys were living together, all that stuff.
Right.
But I'm restricting with that. What about you?
I agree with you. If they've done a crime, they should go back. If they've done good in the United States and have a home and, like you said, been married, but wouldn't they be working on it already? Working on to become a citizen or to become get their papers fixed? You know what I'm saying? Would they be doing that already?
Maybe.
Why they would prolong it? They're always just running from the system. They're always running. They can never have a legit job, a good job. You know what I'm saying? You can't get ahead.
No,
Can't get ahead.
Yeah, that's what I say. I know it would be difficult to deport everybody. That's why I go. The men who've come go into the military. You want to stay here? Go serve the country.
I think that's a good idea. That's wonderful.
And the women too. If some of the women want to serve, but
they need to earn to become an American. That's
you want to stay here. That you have to go learn English. Go to the military. And then I'm fine. It's like that. To me that we got to give these illegals a pathway to citizenship, and I go no. That's my pathway to citizenship. Earn it through military service. Otherwise, like I said, if they're in good standing, if the only crime they've ever done is illegal entry into the U.S., like I said, I give you two options. Like I said, military. You could go back home, have to wait 10 years before you could apply for citizenship. Right? That could be the other way you do it. Or you could stay here and lose any right to citizenship. Like you could have legal status without.
There would be residents.
Yeah, they could be legal residents, but like I said, no citizenship, no voting privilege.
I mean, that's good. I like that.
The Democrats won't go for that because that's the whole thing. They want them to be able to vote. They want to give them amnesty. So like that, then now they have 20 million new Democrats to vote for them.
Wouldn't they have to be here longer than a year? You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's the whole thing. Let's say, for example, let's say during the Biden president, let's say Biden's been president 4 years, right? Let in 20 million illegals. Rough number. If Kamala would have won, she would have legalized them during her 4-year term.
That's true. Yeah.
She would have pushed to legalize them. There goes 20 million new Democrat voters, and because that's what Elon was talking about. That's why Elon said that if Trump doesn't win, it could be an end to our democracy, and that's what he was talking about. He wasn't, the nefarious thing was if they allowed 20 million illegals, and then let's say, 2026, if Kamala was president, she would have pushed to legalize those 20 million people.
Right.
There you go. Yeah. Now you go. Kamala got 70 million votes. So add another, let's say, even with 10 million votes extra, she would have won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember hearing that they were, I guess, checking the ballots, and they saw a lot of illegal names on there. I guess no proof of identification or something like that.
And no proof of citizenship.
Yeah. Well, I don't prove my citizenship. I just show them my ID.
Well, yeah, but you could simply show them your social security card with your ID or your birth certificate.
Oh yeah, like my 18-year-old, she don't have a driver's license yet. She's too lazy to get a driver's license, so she showed her passport, her American passport.
No, but I'm like 18 years old in Texas and she don't drive?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a bad mom.
No, you're not a bad mom. They're a weird child. I'm like, my niece is 16. My niece just turned 16 and she's about to, this month, she turned 16 in May. And so sometime this month, she's already taking her driver's test.
Yeah, I pushed her. I've been pushing her and she just.
Lazy.
Very lazy.
Very lazy.
Yeah.
She needs dad to give her the chancleta. Stop being lazy.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I hear through the grapevine in my family, I'm the control freak. He's not. So
I'm the disciplinarian.
Yeah.
I'm the bad cop, she's the good cop.
Right. Right.
Although sometimes when I get fed up of being the bad guy, I'm like, I'll tell her, wait till your mom gets home. Because she's used to me getting mad. She's not used to her mom getting mad.
When you hear a man get mad, that's part of, I mean, that sounds weird because my children have never, how do I say this? My kids has never heard a man get mad, angry. It's like authority. It's like authority thing. They always hear a woman getting mad. So I don't know what happened to I had a friend, a guy friend. He got mad about something or whatever. We were discussing something, and my daughter said, "Oh my God, I've never heard that before." With my older kid, he got mad or raised his voice, and it's like, "Oh my gosh." So that's a good thing. When you get mad, I'm not saying it's a good thing mentally, but it's a good thing because you are an authority. You're a man. So when she becomes an older girl, becomes a young lady, and when she argues with a boyfriend, a husband, it won't scare her. She can defend herself.
Yeah, or at least she'll be ready for it. It's not like, it may still scare her, but she'll be like, okay, I know when a man talks like this, where, maybe I need to back up.
Or she'll say, "This sounds familiar. My dad told me this." Why does it sound so familiar? Yeah, something like that.
All right. Well, it's been over an hour, so I'm gonna cut it here because I'm still recovering from last week. It's like were
you sick?
No, like I had told you. I'll tell you offline what happened. I don't want to put everything up on. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show. You could, Christina just came along for the ride. She doesn't have, she just has social media. Is it Patriotic Woman, right, on Instagram?
Yes, I am, and I may be running. I'm probably running for the school board in January. So.
Oh, there you go. So, to give her our support, reach out to friends in Texas and be like, because in Richardson, right? Richardson, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, I got a
Yeah.
I got a friend. I got a friend from my church that
Oh,
yeah, that he's in Richardson. So
oh, that's great.
he may not have kids in the school. No, I know for a fact he doesn't have kids in the school board, but
Right.
I mean he still lives there. He could vote.
Well,
So
the school district. Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, anyway, don't sign off yet, but I'm gonna end the live here. So everyone, you can follow her, and you can follow me on social media. I just started TikTok not too long ago, like about maybe like 2 months. It's been since I started TikTok. I'm gonna try to do lives on there. I'm noticing I tend to get more traction there than I do on Instagram. So
Uh-oh. Well, I better get one too.
yeah, I went from 0 followers to 1,000 followers in the
On
span
TikTok?
on TikTok in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
2 weeks. That's it. 2 weeks. Where I don't even
Okay.
have 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Hmm.
Yep. So anyway, so follow me there, and I might do another live later this week. I don't know, but if I do, I'll put it up on social media and let you guys know. That being said, have a good one, everyone.